Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Anastasia podcast. We have...
Or the Matt and Anastasia podcast.
It'll never get rebranded, sorry. It'll always be the Anastasia podcast, but I have been thinking about changing my last name. This is completely off topic and unrelated. Right before I had Magnolia, I legally changed my last name to be -McClendon, and I kind of just want to change it to just McClendon because I'm honestly getting so tired of writing Gordy McClendon.
It's a long name. Anastasia.
Yeah. Then my middle name is a long middle name. It's like a Slavic middle name.
Yeah.
And then 2 last names. And it's just, I didn't change my last name because I felt like a lot of connection to... We have a visitor. Excuse me. Come here. Come see Daddy. This way, this way, this way.
Hi, buddy. Just gonna lay it for the pets.
So I didn't change my last name for a long time because I felt a strong connection to like the identity, I guess, and the heritage behind my last name. But definitely before Magnolia came into this world, and I had like said to you, no matter what, all of our kids are going to be McClendons. But for me, I just like wasn't ready to let it go, I guess. And it's not that I'm ready to let it go. It's just I feel more you than I do who I was before you.
Yeah, and you want your daughter to have the same name as you.
I mean, she does because I do have McClendon there, but...
Yeah, but she'd be like, well, how come I don't get that part, Mom?
I'm in the in-between right now of everything because I legally changed my name, but then we were having Magnolia in no time. So I was like, I'm not changing it on my medical cards and all my credit cards and my debit cards and all that stuff. And then I'm like, well, good thing I didn't do that because I'm going to change it again.
Cool.
Yeah.
You have no support.
I'll surprise you. One day, I'll just come home and I'll have done it now that I know how easy it is. Part of the reason I also didn't do it is because I thought it was way harder than it was. And I spent like 8 years like really trying.
Really trying or just afraid to get started trying?
No, I would like start doing the paperwork online. I'd get way too overwhelmed. Volky, what are you doing here, buddy? So I have 2 guests today.
Yeah, no, he's not leaving. Sorry if you hear his heavy breathing in the microphone here. He's right up by my chest.
In case everybody wanted to know what it's like at our house, we have the baby loves dad, the dog loves dad, and mom loves dad. So honestly, Matt is living a really good life over here.
Dad loves peace and quiet.
No, you don't. You love chaos.
Yeah. Okay, Walking, that's enough.
He's just here for a shining moment.
I love you, buddy.
Are you Dada's best friend, Volky?
You're a good boy.
Volky, you love Daddy more than anybody in this whole family. You think so?
I'm a little dangerous dude.
So today's podcast topic is going to be nothing changes if nothing changes. And we actually tried to record a podcast last week. We had a really funky week last week. Last Monday, it just did not happen. Monday is podcast day in my world. And our house...
We cleaned, though.
Our house was such a freaking bomb. You literally were in the middle of 2 weeks of hell at work. And we had about 2 hours or 3 hours before we had to go pick up Magnolia. And we just were like, it's not going to happen. A podcast. Like, I wasn't in the mental headspace because I was so overwhelmed with everything at home and just solo parenting for like a week and knowing I was about to solo parent again for another week. I was like cooking and cleaning the kitchen and you like annihilated the whole house.
I vacuumed, I cleaned toilets, I cleaned bathrooms, I cleaned mirrors, I washed windows.
You cleaned mirrors and windows. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I sprayed some windows with Windex. I sprayed a couple
Which ones? Because I've been Windexing all the mirrors in the house. And I deep cleaned 2 bathrooms last week.
The one that she stands and puts her hands on. And
oh my God, I just did that today too. I definitely have to do it like every 2 days because...
This guy also comes inside and shakes and gets like water droplets all over.
We have a child heavily on the move. Noli is doing that type of crawling now where she crawls with one leg up and she looks like a creature from a movie because she's getting ready to walk.
I'm coming for you.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. We're finally, with parenthood, into a place where, like, Noli's 9 months as of last week, and it is a joy. Like, it is such a joy, and we have crossed over into the other side. We're addicted. I want another kid now. I'm telling you.
I'm putting the brakes on that.
Thank God one person in our family is, like, level-headed and can, like, forecast a little bit because I am all the time like, I'm always doing the math on like, if I get pregnant right now when the baby would be born. And I'm just like, I have fully sent myself into the abyss.
Yeah. And I'm being realistic.
Okay. And I will say, depending on what time of the month it is for me, I get realistic too. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, like What did we say this summer when we went on a walk? We were like, we will evaluate where we're at 12 months with her, how we feel like we have a handle on parenthood. And because originally we kind of said 3 years, that's when we would.
I always wanted sooner. You said 3 years.
Yes, I needed to say 3 years to give myself like a mental break.
Yeah, I didn't want a gap that big.
I also don't think either of us could go 3 years. I think we're both
The
she's
baby
so
making.
freaking cute, dude. Even though she was literally the worst sleeper in the universe, she's okay. Volky, could you go lay down, please, in mommy's room? Go lay down. Okay, you gotta go lay down. Go lay down.
Go ahead. Go lay down. Hold
Good
on.
job. You can lay down here if you want. You could be with us. Oh, good job.
All the way. Get that booty on the floor.
So Noli is in that stage right now where when I watch her on her monitor, she's like scrunching around in her bed and like her butt's in the air, her butt's down. She's like her legs are frogged out. She's sitting up. She's grabbing her stuffed animals. She's hugging them so tight. She's WWE wrestling them down.
300.
Oh my God, it's so cute. And she like shimmies around like that for a good like 10 to 15, sometimes 20 minutes. She's happy as a clam. She's like so peaceful. She's not like frustrated.
Disgusting.
Oh my God, it's so cute. And I just feel like we made it through the hardest stuff ever.
I will say it's very weird watching her fall asleep and then like checking in on her, and her feet are planted like she's standing with her butt up in the air and her face smashed into the side of the crib. Like the other day when she woke up and I took pictures and she just had this giant red spot on her. It looked like she got hit with a baseball bat. That was just where she pushed her face against the side of her crib while she slept.
And
It was a wild animal.
I just think about like people, how we like you shimmy, like I hug you, or like I always like want the blanket on my face. Like she's just figuring it out for herself. And like this is her first time being earthside. So it's so, so, so cute. So even though we're like not actually ready for a kid just yet,
We're not even ready for the one we have.
yes, we're like and I said this to you while driving home yesterday. I'm like, what it is finally like getting above water. You're like, huh, like maybe we just do it
Yeah.
again and compare and contrast. And like, because you just learned this whole new thing. Like, I just learned so much about adapting my lifestyle and like what our new life looks like that it's like, why not do it again? Because, and like we want a girl and a boy.
Yeah.
How many times do you hear me say, like, she needs a sister?
6, 7, 8, 9 times a day.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna be happy with whatever God gives us. But before, like, I remember when we first had Magnolia, I really did think like, oh my God, what if the next kid we have is a girl? And then it's like, because if you get at least a girl and a boy, then you're like, whew, all right, we got one of each.
You
And
don't
then,
have to keep going.
yes. And I remember in the back of my head there being this like kind of fear around like if our second is a girl, like that's gonna put a lot of pressure on us for like the third of like hoping we have a boy. But truly, like, I don't know if it's God changing our hearts or just like us getting out of our own way. I would not mind if our second was a girl because I would be so happy for her to have a sister, like closer in age. Then if we had a boy and then a girl, but like I would obviously love a boy for you as the next one too. So it's just,
And
I,
what happens if we have 3 girls?
you know, then that just means God wants me to be a girl mom and I'm okay with that too. Could I
And I
smile
and
harder?
I just have to be a girl dad forever? And
No, but, like, then you would get all your sons when they're all married and everything, and I know so many men as well that, like, they only had I know this guy, he has 3 daughters, and he was like, "I wouldn't trade one of my daughters for 5 sons." Like, he's like, "I ended up getting all my sons as son-in-laws." He's like, "But I had the best life." And they have, like, 3 wonderful daughters, like, raised well, like, no one went astray, and it's just like
my neighbors next door had 3 girls, and all I heard was the screams every day as they fought each other.
I mean, yeah, and me and Svet used to put holes through the walls, but
That's great.
if we ended up having 3 girls, that would, like, totally be a God thing, and I would feel like I don't know, it would, I think, make me think about motherhood a lot more seriously, like, "Oh, wow, this is."
I would have to pick up a lot more extreme sports
Yeah.
and do a lot of, like, daddy-only trips.
Yeah, and then you're gonna raise little, tomboys.
No, like, just by myself, like,
Oh,
just to
yeah.
get away,
Yeah,
to
right.
stay sane.
Yeah, right. No, you're a great girl dad. You'd be a great girl dad. But you know what? We're really open to like whatever God like knows is best for our family. We just pray for happy, healthy kids.
Mhm.
Smooth pregnancies. I just can't believe that like 1 year ago, I was like fearful of like birth and all these things. And now I'm like,
You forgot about the trauma that was involved in that.
I'll even do it again. Like I literally want 5 kids. If I could like blink and we have 5 kids, oh man, it'd just be so fun. But I know we're not even in the reality of what having kids is like yet, too. You know, we have this like false sense of
You haven't
confidence.
taken her to soccer practice or anything yet.
Yeah, I don't want our kids to play soccer. You know how we feel about sports.
I know, I don't wanna cart them all around, but what if that's what they want?
Ugh. Yeah, I mean, our
What if she
kids,
wants to do dance and ballet and gymnastics, and then you're, like, stuck driving all day, every day?
I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm not gonna say no, but I'm just
What
like,
if you have 3 girls that all want their own horses and do horseback riding?
what do you mean
That's
me?
br
You act like I'm the sole provider of this family. What are you gonna do
Yeah.
if our toddlers want their own horses and they don't want to share?
Yeah.
No, and you're like very into sports and extreme stuff, so you're gonna be extremely supportive of whatever they want to do. And I know, like, what do they say in life? Like, make plans and watch God laugh. Like, we will take it as it comes with our kids' interests and stuff like that. I think, different seasons, you just need to hold on to different things. And we say, like, "Ugh, we're not shuttling our kids around to sports." But I will say, a ton of my mom friends, I've seen all of them go through this. Like, it's in waves where they get their kids involved in activities and then they're like, whoa, like my whole life is spent bringing them here, here, here. And then like people like scale it back and they're like, we're really only going to pick one. And I've seen it time and time and time and time and time again. And I'm like, noted. We also like being home and doing projects and like filling our time with things like that. So I really think our kids are going to be involved in things like that with us too, like going to
I hope
job
so.
sites. Definitely. So I'm not saying,
I'm still stuck on the whole 5 kids thing that you just let slip right out.
dude, this is hilarious because,
I'm okay with it, but it just that's the first time you openly just said, like, "I want 5 kids, and I would do it now."
well, maybe you just haven't seen me in a while because you're the one. What was it? Our 4-month postpartum podcast. You were ready to be a dad again. And I was like freaking dry heaving over here.
Again, I became a dad, and I'll never
Yes.
have you.
But you were like ready to do it times two. And I was like, and you were like, oh, I'm joking, obviously. And I was like, this is not funny, like at all, because it was like, I was in such a trauma response place. Are you?
Mhm.
Well, you're in a trauma response place because you just had the worst 2 weeks of your life.
Yeah.
All right, so we should talk about that because last week when the podcast didn't happen on Monday, we kind of like forecasted our week and we're like, okay, Friday night when we put her to bed, it was like one of your only nights off that week. We'll record a podcast. Okay, well, I was on one.
And then you wanted to do it a little bit different and do it outside.
We did a fireside one and the setup was beautiful and you did a great job.
And nobody will ever
Unfortunately,
see it.
yeah, it's scrapped because it ended up like I didn't even know I was going to be like this, but I basically complained for like 30 minutes of life sucking and being hard. And that is not me. And I was like
But it is the truth.
days in a row of being overtired. And I was like, my hormones were out of control, PMSing hardcore. And it was just like that's what I guess ties into today's topic. It's like, what do you do when the season of life that you find yourself in is not where you want to be, but you can't do too much to get out of it or change it? Our society and our culture nowadays is like, if you don't like something, you can change it. That is true. And that's how we've always operated. But there is a shift that happens when you become a parent, and a lot is beyond your control.
Mm.
So, in this season of life, we're having to heavily rely on faith because we don't see how there will be, I don't want to say like a way out or like a shift out of our current circumstances, but we know where we are is not where we're meant to be and it's not where we're going. So we're trying to be faithful, like servants and honor the season of life that we're in, but it's hard.
It's very hard. And I feel like we started recording that, and then you say one thing, and it kinda, like, leads to the next, and next thing you know, we're a half an hour into just, like,
I mean,
not talking trash on our life, but
and it
bumming out.
wasn't like hardcore dumping. I think you and I hadn't had a chance to freaking like talk in 2 weeks, right?
Mm.
It was solo parenting for me for a long time. And that is just hard for me. I said this to my friend the other day in a voice note. I'm like, when you have a child, if you can get through a day by day situation and at the end of the day, you're just at a baseline,
You made it back to 0.
you're in decent shape. I'm like, if you throw in solo parenting, you're not reaching baseline. You're like a little bit below that baseline. And I mean this in regards to like our peers who, when they have kids, the husband is home every night. Like both parents are home co parenting in the evening and, or like parenting as a unified front in the evenings. And then they're together on the weekends.
Mm.
Then you throw in me solo parenting 4.5 days in a row, 5 days. I'm wicked below like my baseline. The house is a disaster, which I still don't understand because it's not even like we have like Tasmanian devils running around.
Ran through the whole house on Monday, cleaned it, and by
Wednesday.
Wednesday, it
And
was like,
Tuesday, I physically wasn't home all day. And I was like sick to my stomach over literally how did this happen? It was like a garbage truck exploded in our house. And then you're just so
well,
overwhelmed.
we just set up that it's not a pack and play, but like a little play yard for her. It takes up half the living room, and it's filled with toys, and you give her, like, 10 minutes alone, and she will take out every toy and move it all over the house, and next thing you know, there's stuffed animals here, there's pieces of food over there, there's, like, things everywhere, and it happens so fast, and then you pick it up and you move it back there, and she just immediately goes back and gets it again.
Mhm.
And the dog's playing with all her stuff too, so
So we're chasing him and being like, drop it, because he's loves her rubber ducks. She has like a museum-worthy collection of rubber ducks. They're
she looks like she owns a Jeep Wrangler, like, all across the dashboard, except they're just all over whatever she's around. They're just laid out everywhere.
last night we were in the pool and it was like it's really dark and you had the lights on. It's like a pool hot tub. And she had what, like 25 rubber ducks out, and she's just
Yeah.
like swimming over to them, grabbing them, putting like the mini ones in her whole mouth. She has like a whole rubber duck in her mouth, one in this hand, one in this hand. She's just so funny. She's her own little person.
The funny thing is every rubber duck is different because you got, like, all different style ones, but there is one similarity between all of them
They all have holes in them from the dog.
from his teeth, yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention is that because of the nature of like how hard the past weeks were for me and like what the reality of it looked like with me or for me with Magnolia, the other side of that is you literally lived at work for 2 weeks straight. And you would come home, sleep 5 hours, go to work, and be there for over 16 hours again. And it was back to back to back to back. When life is like that, I don't even get a chance to talk with you. Like, we don't even have time as, like, a husband and
You
wife.
would try to talk on the drive to work, and that's about it.
Yeah, and you need, like, fostering connection, like, just hearing what's going on in the other person's life and, like, the load that they're carrying, etcetera. It's like sharing the burden. So, I think that podcast we recorded on Friday, like, the fireside one, it's like we hadn't even had a chance to, like, talk, and then it just turned into, like, you got a lot on your shoulders, but you're not like, "Oh, man, I got a lot going on." Like, you're a man. You hold it in and, like, you talk like, bits and pieces of it come out when we get a chance to, like, have a deep connection talk, but you're not like me. Like
No, you're an open book and then some.
yeah, so it just ended up being like and it's okay to be in a hard place and be like, "Oh, yeah, but it gets better." I was just, like, not even in that place. I was like, "I'm just done."
Well, we started it off, and you looked at yourself on the screen, and you're like, "I don't like how I look." And that kinda set the whole tone for how we were going.
Okay, girls will know that if you don't look good, feel good, you don't feel good. And what it was is it's not that I didn't look good.
You looked beautiful.
Thank you. It's we've had 50-degree nights for like 2 weeks. And then those 2 nights, like Thursday and Friday, it was literally 70 degrees at night. The moisture in the air was really high. It was like wicked humidity, mugginess. And it just, like, was, like, so the wrong vibe. I had said to you, like, if it was a night that it was in the 50s and we had the
Cool.
fires going yeah, it's just, like, it would be a total different ambiance, and the other, like, huge thing about that night is we were literally recording after midnight outside. That was freaking so dumb because we're still not in a groove with Magnolia sleeping, and I'm just sitting there, and I literally reached a point where I was like, "Someone could stand here and be like, 'I will give you $1,000,000 to finish this,'" and I just words couldn't come out of my mouth anymore. I was just done. Like, done. I wanted no freaking part of it. And I'm trying not to be like a B word either. Like, we're not fighting. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't have anything in me to give.
Well, you're already thinking about what tomorrow's gonna look like, and already
Yes.
been up for this long, and you
And
know she might wake up at 4 AM, and she's definitely getting up for the day at about 6:30, maybe 7.
I think all of those realities just replaced any type of hope for a podcast. I also do want to say, and I'm going to post this in my stories on Instagram too. I would love to hear from you guys topics that you guys might want us to cover. If you guys have any like situations going on with friendships, relationships, we love that kind of stuff. And that is helpful because sometimes I'm sitting and like all week, I think of so many great things that I want to share. But if I'm busy with Magnolia and I don't get a chance to write it down, by the time I come down and sit down to record a podcast, it's like totally, it has fled my mind. And I'm like, what am I supposed to talk about right now?
Mhm.
And that's like hard too, because then I'm like, okay, just kind of finding things to talk about. And I don't want it to be that messy.
You don't want to seem forced, yeah.
So that basically brings us to today. It was like, you know what? Sometimes it's okay to scrap things and accept that like it wasn't right and it doesn't work out, but it's not in vain because it was a really good learning lesson. And I just really appreciated all the effort that you did because there's a lot of lighting and just
Background things that go into it.
a lot. Like you've probably set up for about an hour and like running extension cords and, and then cleanup of that stuff is a lot. So I really, really appreciated it. And I would love to in the future, if I have a good topic or maybe like people just write in questions and we do a Q&A, I'd love to do an outdoor vibe one again because it was so dreamy with a fire and like our American flag lit up in the background. I don't even know if you could see it. Probably not.
You know?
And then, like, just we have, like, an antler chandelier in our gazebo. It was really beautiful, but it was just
Not the
right place, wrong time.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I wanna ask you, what do you turn to or focus on? Like, what do you use as a crutch to help you when you're getting through times when life is just hard and you're not where you wanna be?
Uh, I watch videos on YouTube of people in the places where I wanna be,
Okay.
and I dream. I think about things. I think about land we could buy somewhere and things that we could do and buildings we could build and adventures we can go on as a family. I, like, live through some other people's fun times and think about how we're gonna do it in the future.
Well, I will say you don't push buying land harder, than when you're working a lot because I think you're so like, "Oh my
Yeah,
god."
because I want a place to go escape to.
Yeah, and I love that about you. I know that's not like
Healthy.
no, it's not that it's not I'm so about like turning to things that inspire you because you and I have the same visions and callings on our heart. And it's not just like, oh, that would be nice. Like you and I feel like a magnetic connection to certain things. And it's like an obedience thing for us of like, okay, this is going to happen. We have to like figure out how. I mean, I take it from like I'm in a little bit different of a standpoint, right? Like when I feel like there's so many variables in our life that we can't control, I try to cling on to what things can I control. We did a whole 6-month update about we were doing like so good with exercising. We still hike the dog every day. Like that's a thing that doesn't change, but we like the height of summer kind of took over and we're not doing strength
Busyness of
training.
life, yeah.
Yeah, and I really, really, really miss it, and it was just weird because for 3 months, we just fell into this non-negotiable of, like, every single day we did, like, a different level of exercise, and
But that
then we just didn't touch it for 3 months.
that all started when I took my, like, spring vacation. So I was out of work for almost 3 weeks on a vacation, and we had the time to do it every day and build, like, a routine about it. Then I got back to work, then work got even busier, and now when I have 5 hours to sleep at home,
I know.
I'm not spending a minute exercising, I'm spending every waking or every sleeping second that I have
I agree.
get some rest.
Do you know what else I think? I think when we exercised every single day for 3 months, it was also a coping method because it was the worst 3 months ever with her of not sleeping. She was not only not sleeping at night, she was not napping during the day. So every single day was like a rolling shitstorm. And it's like, wow, if we can just do one thing for ourselves, get in a 20-25 minute workout, we felt
Yeah,
victorious.
I maybe didn't accomplish everything I wanted to do today, but at least I exercised.
Yes, and, like, that served 2 purposes, right? It was, like, good for our bodies, but it was very good for our mental health,
Mm.
and life it gets this always happens to us too. Right when the weather gets warmer, we shift our focus to, like, outdoor projects and doing more things outside, and it's really like, well, if I could have like an hour to move this one thing along forward, I'm not going to take 30 minutes of that to exercise. Like, I'd rather dedicate that whole hour to this project outside. And we're both guilty of that
That's
because,
how I do everything in life.
yeah, that's how we stopped going to the gym when we went to the powerlifting gym too.
Mhm.
But that's okay. Like,
Our we just have a different, weight that we put on that versus some other people. Like, some people, that's their thing, and, like, going to the gym is super important, and that's cool for them.
I want
I
to be
think
that person.
I'd rather be a person who's accomplishing more projects.
That too.
I don't wanna get fat and lazy, but I don't wanna spend all my time exercising either.
Yes, I'm also a person who baking is very important to me.
You're
Cooking is
Yeah,
very important to me.
but it's usually more sweet things, less, like,
Well,
healthy
I don't
things.
even bother cooking savory anymore, like cooking meals because you don't eat anything I make. You literally eat
I eat some
burgers and
stuff.
steak. That's it.
I eat some stuff.
Like what? You don't eat.
Steak tips.
Oh my God. Yeah. So it's like
Corn
I
on the
can't
cob.
make meals. I can shelf making meals. Like I will bank it in here and put it on a shelf and I won't revisit it until like our kids are 5.
And instead, you'll make cookies to make ice cream sandwiches because
That
we know I'll eat those.
that was like really good. I baked these peanut butter cookies and I put them all in the freezer. And then for like a month, we'd like bake peanut butter cookie ice cream sandwiches with like that nasty Breyers
Whenever
Carpenter
we
ice
were
cream.
feeling down
No,
or up
I think it was just
or
like a good treat.
hungry,
It was just like a good sweet treat. So, but it's like we buy the dirtiest ice cream on the market. You do because it's like a low carb ice cream.
I actually don't buy any groceries at all.
Yeah, that's true.
So you do the buying of those.
Okay, but I couldn't imagine putting, like, real organic ice cream in there. Like, that would be, like,
Deck.
600 calories. Yeah, like, nobody needs that. Literally nobody needs that.
I need that right now.
One thing that, like, I will say for me of how I hold on during the times when it feels like a lot is out of our control, how I was saying, like, I try to focus on the things I can control, and for me, it's how can I support you in the best ways I know possible. One, it's protecting time so you can sleep,
Mm.
because if you can't sleep, it makes doing your job a million times worse. Because it's not like he sits at a computer and you can just be like, "Oh, I didn't really do a lot of work today." Like, you have to be very
I
coherent.
don't have control over what happens during the day.
Yes, you have to be very just alert and on for your job. Then the other side of that as a wife is I'm like, okay, your nutrition. I want to support you and make sure that you have all of your meals cooked. Like you don't even have time to spend cooking. So I'm literally constantly cooking, meal prepping, packing, shopping for food. That becomes a full-time job on top of that with Magnolia. Like cooking, I would like to like create a schedule for myself where like, okay, now I'm carving out like Mondays are podcast day and every Monday at blank o'clock is when I record and it's my non-negotiable. I need to also like start unfolding like, okay, if every Thursday is when I work for the salon and that's my non-negotiable from this time to this time, what day of the week is the day I do all of my grocery shopping? And then what day of the week is the day that I do all of our cooking, like all of our cooking, where if I need to cook 24 burgers because that's how much we go through in a week, I have to cook 24 burgers. Like, because I hate cooking during the week. It's so time consuming. I hate cleaning the kitchen. Why are you smiling?
I'm just thinking about eating right now.
Yeah, are you hungry?
No, not hungry, but I could eat something.
What do you want to eat?
Probably ice cream sandwiches
Oh my God. Or chicken barbecue pizzas.
or that.
I will say I have come up with like another recipe that it's always great to add something new into the rotation. And if you take your sourdough discard and you make like a flatbread out of it, and then we do barbecue sauce,
Mhm.
and then I do Colby Jack and pepper jack cheese. And the pepper jack is like nice because it
Just
gives it
so
a little
thick.
heat. Then we do a ton of chicken. I do like literally a sick amount of chicken just to really make it a protein packed pizza.
Either rotisserie or canned.
Okay, yeah, just buy canned chicken. Sometimes it's a huge lifesaver. I am buying it now for the dog. And I will say today I opened a can and he wouldn't eat it. So I have to like I think I have to cook it up. But we go through phases. We go on rotisserie chicken kicks, and then we go through like, I cannot clean one more carcass or I'm gonna like freak out. And that's what happened. Like we cleaned rotisserie chickens for a good 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
And I was physically at Costco looking at the rotisserie chickens and I was like, I don't have it in me to get home and clean this. Like I'm done. I reached my max. So I'll do canned chicken for 2 weeks. And then I'll probably go to like chicken breast that I'll throw in the Instapot and have it do that. But I hate cleaning the Instapot.
And I hate the smell of
Oh my well, I cook it outside, but yeah, it always
still, it
smells
smells like
stinky.
farts.
Why would you say
It
that?
smells like farts. I walk in the house after work and I'm like, "Who farted?"
It's
Like,
like,
"It's the chicken."
why do why do you say it like smells like broccoli or something?
It smells like dog farts.
Okay. It does smell
And
terrible.
nobody else in our house farts.
Yeah, nobody, not mommies, not magnolias, not even daddies.
Never.
But, it just and I'm reaching this new point right now with the dog's food, like, I would rather give our dog more raw patties a day, which it's not like we held out on him, like, he's a picky boy, but he would always want either a roast or burgers or chicken breast or chicken thighs, like, there's always some type of concoction of real food alongside his raw patties. I'm sorry, and, like, for sake of self-preservation, I can't cook food for him anymore. I can't.
People listening to this are probably like, "That is the most spoiled dog I've ever heard of in my
Li
life."
I freaking wish our dog is he still in here?
Oh, yeah, he's passed out.
I wish our dog ate kibble. My life would be so much easier. He started protesting kibble as a puppy,
Mhm.
okay? When your puppy doesn't eat for 4+ days, and I know everyone's like, "It's 'cause you gave him people food." Well, of course we gave him people food. He was our son.
Our one and only for a little bit.
Yeah, so and I will say, like, our dog he's really good. He's not a counter surfer. You can leave anything
Yeah, he
out.
will
He
if you
will
tell him
not.
to.
Yeah, if we allow him to hop up, he will, but you can leave steaks out, he will not eat them. You can leave rotisserie chicken out, he will not eat it. He will sit there and
He'll
he will wait like
he'll
a
make
good
a
boy.
puddle of drool on the floor
Yes.
looking at it, though.
Mhm. So, like, other people are like, "Oh, you can't leave cakes out." Like, our dog does not just eat something just to eat it. He has a very picky palate, and I'm grateful for that because we don't worry about him getting into stuff at all.
No, not even a little.
But back to
You
those
you just joked about chocolate, and you said, "If I drop this on the floor," and I was like, "What, the dog would eat it?" You're like, "No, he won't touch that, but the baby will."
Yeah, Noli is now crawling around.
She's eating wax paper,
Uh, yeah.
rocks.
I just said yeah again. I don't know how many of these I can edit out. I am finding when I edit that after every single time Matt talks, I say yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
It's so freaking annoying. You know what's even more annoying? Having to consciously be like, oh my God, I did it again while I'm trying to finish whatever sentence I was saying. So, whatever.
Yeah?
If you guys have noticed that, obviously, while listening to it and it's annoying, trust me, I'm aware as well. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. But Noli picks everything up off the ground right now, and she like, that even means if he has a dog treat left out or bits of dog she takes it and, like
It is just pure chicken, dried, but
yeah, but it has, like, vegetable glycerin on it, so I don't want her it's, like, 2 ingredients, chicken breast and vegetable glycerin.
yeah.
I don't want her having that in her mouth. And
Also, it's just dirty from being on the floor.
any little piece of anything, that girl's got it lodged in her cheeks like a chipmunk.
Little pieces of his toys that he breaks up, we have to try and make sure we pick them all up, like,
She's so cute.
yeah.
Something else that I feel like I really struggle with, and I touched upon this in the past few podcasts, is when life is like really demanding of us like that, where we have this external variable, like your job, that is not like there's no leeway. I am not hitting my baseline day after day after day, and I keep going down lower and lower. And then, like, I'm drowning, I'm underwater, and then I'm not going to sleep early enough. Like, I will know that I can have a horrible night with Magnolia, and instead of going to bed at like 8 or 9, I'm like pushing my limits till 12 or 1. And then I'm even more upset because I'm like, I'm going to sleep for 5 hours tonight again. Like, and then it makes the whole next day harder and harder.
That is, like, your main self-sabotage, just going to bed late.
It's
You can't do
devastating,
that.
and I've tried to work on it my entire life. Like, I'm gonna be 35 next year, and I still don't know how to have a decent bedtime. If there's one thing someone could wave a magic wand,
I don't want all the money in the world, just make me go to bed early.
no, 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 like, within reason. Because obviously I would be like, "Make Matt a stay-at-home dad," as my number
Oh,
one wish.
world peace, unlimited money.
Okay, okay, but see, no, this is like if you had to think fast and you couldn't really think about it because yes, obviously you want to end world hunger and all these other things and stop all the wars. But, if someone was like, you have one wish and it can only affect your immediate family, it'd be either for you to be a stay-at-home dad with me as I'm a stay-at-home mom, or I figure out how to like just lean into the discipline because life can be hard, but if you're taking care of yourself, you are you can thrive through that hard versus I'm not thriving when it's that hard. I'm like barely surviving. And I don't like being a part of that culture. I'm glad that you know, it's socially acceptable and that there's seasons where you're not thriving, you're just surviving, but I don't want to be a part of that club.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thankful for its support, but
It's
I
a
don't
nice
want
place to visit briefly, but you don't have to
yes.
stay there.
Yes, I'm not a person who will stay there. I won't live there. People live there for years, you know, and they're just like, "Wow, this is just how it is." And it's like, "Well, it's not.
It could be more, you just gotta try.
It could be more what?"
Like, you could have more, you could get unstuck from wherever you're at, but
Yes.
it's gonna take some effort.
Well, that ties into like who we are as people. We are not victims to our circumstances. Things can be really hard. You know, you can be really in places of hard, but it's like within that hard, what is within your control? And
Mhm.
I can see direct correlations where when the things that are within my control, I'm not shifting around and like making it easier for me. If I'm working with that thing that's hard and actually making my life harder, then I have nobody to complain to or nobody to blame but myself.
Mm.
And then that sucks even more. But at least I take ownership of it, you know, and it's not Jeff Bezos' fault. It's not Elon Musk's fault. It's not all these like rich people's fault.
Just working on myself,
Yeah, personal responsibility.
you know? Just like
Not the
making your bed
president's
every day,
fault. It's my fault.
you know? Starts with the little things.
So that's basically it for this week's podcast. Sometimes life is hard and you just got to like slow down, connect with the people who matter most, and just keep giving each new day that you wake up and you have your health and like, you know, it's all good. Just keep giving it your best effort. And it's okay if like you have shortcomings.
Mhm.
Every single day, if there's a little bit of improvement, those little improvements, we all know this, they end up becoming big improvements at the end.
Lean in, push through,
Yeah.
you'll
And
be better on the other side.
let's finish off with our win of the week. That's how I want to end every single podcast.
What's yours?
My win of the week is that Magnolia is now sleeping through the night for about the past week. And we had the first week of September. I looked back at our calendar, and since July, since the end of July, like mid to end of July through the beginning of September, we had only slept through the night twice. Or Magnolia had only slept through the night twice.
Yeah.
One of those nights in September, I still woke up, like, I was so used to
Yeah.
her wake windows in the middle of the night that I woke up at 2 to check on her, and I woke up at 4 to check on her. So I was still having interrupted sleep. And when you look back at everything, I'm like, imagine just not sleeping for almost 2 months straight. That is crazy. And here I am trying to
Yeah.
like plug back into my real life and I'm having such high expectations of myself. Like, dude, I'm suffering. I'm suffering. I'm not sleeping.
And I'm living with somebody who's not sleeping.
Yeah,
Think about the suffering I'm going through.
and then it was crazy too because how much you're working, we're literally looking at it and like you, despite working like a dog, are actually sleeping more than me because we're protecting your time so much. But that makes my life even harder because at least when you're home and your schedule isn't crazy, if I have like a rough few nights with her, you would take her in the morning and I could sleep in and like catch like 3 hours, which would be life changing. That
Mhm.
didn't happen for almost 2 months. I was like well below water. But I think we finally got to the point where not only have all her teeth that were coming through came through, she has 5 teeth. Her gums were so inflamed for weeks. Like she was in so much pain. She got to a point where we could give her baby Midol,
Not
right?
idle. That's for period cramps.
LOL, Motrin. I'm still having the consequences of no sleep happening. She was able to graduate to baby Advil, which she could only take baby Tylenol before, and that only lasts 4 hours. Graduating to Motrin,
Mm.
that lasts 6 to 8 hours, and I think that really started helping at the peak of how much pain she was in. Noli could, like, only take bottles from the side of her mouth for weeks. It was terrible. She was not eating during the day at all. She was constantly crying.
Crying just putting the bottle in her mouth.
It was
Yeah.
heartbreaking. So finally to get to the place where like for the past week, she's like getting in her own little groove and she's got this cheeky little smile with all these little white nubbins sticking through. That is my win of the week. Just falling in a good groove with motherhood. I love her so much. And I feel like we just made it out of like some dark, scary times.
The depths.
Yeah, the throes of because when you're not sleeping, everything else is affected. Everything you're over emotional. It's really really hard. So my win of the week is Noli sleeping way freaking better for the past week.
I like it.
What's your win of the week?
I have 2, one that's, like, not really a win, but it's secretly a win.
Uh-huh.
I'll start with that one. Went on a mountain bike ride and completely blew up my back tire, which means I get to get a new bike now. So that's like a minor win, and then my big win was her giving kisses for the first time, and then, like, getting the video when I was stuck at work, and I couldn't even be there, but you're sending me the video of her looking at a picture of me and giving my picture kisses,
That was so
and I was like, "What the heck? I still haven't even gotten a real one in real life," and then she started giving them when I came back home.
that was so sweet. And I also think okay, now we're just gonna talk about a lot of wins. I really think she's talking a little bit, like, she knows that you're dada. She calls you dada and papa.
But she says that a lot.
Yeah, because I talk about daddy all the time, like, she
Maybe she really is saying it, and I'm just saying that she's not because 'cause I'm like,
she totally knows that you're dada, so I love hearing that too because she's always like, "Dada, dada." And the kisses, I totally forgot about that. She is, like, so sweet when
even my
she
mom
leans in.
today, she came in, she, like, leaned, rubbed her face against her, rubbed her nose on her, and
Yes, she loves giving Eskimo kisses. Oh my god, if you give her Eskimo kisses, she is, like, squealing with excitement. I'll be rocking her to sleep, and she's just, like, right here, and I'll give noses, and then the smile that appears on her face, I literally always break out into prayer, and I'm like, "God, like, thank you for this real life angel. Like, this is an angel from heaven in my arms." And then it's crazy because I think about, like, that was us as kids, and I love that girl.
me too.
All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. And really, like, I'm going to,
Most importantly, send us some topics.
yes, please send some topics that you'd love us to cover. We love anything relationship related, marriage related. Those are just like our favorite. But we also love
Extreme sports related.
anything entrepreneurial, anything about chasing the things that set your heart on fire. Thank you guys so much for taking time to listen. We love you all. Bye.
Adios.